The Stoic approach to the digital age, in a world where technology evolves faster than we can process, where distractions are endless, and where our attention is the most valuable currency. How can we reclaim control over our minds? Stoic Tech. Mastering the digital world with ancient wisdom explores this very question, offering time-tested Stoic principles to navigate the modern technological landscape with clarity, discipline, and inner peace. For centuries, Stoicism has provided a framework for mastering emotions, focusing on what truly matters and finding balance amid chaos. Today we face a new challenge, one that the ancient Stoics never could have imagined: the overwhelming influence of digital technology on our thoughts, behaviors, and well-being. From constant notifications and social media addiction to the endless pursuit of digital validation, our modern world presents distractions that threaten to erode our mental resilience. This book bridges the gap between ancient wisdom and modern technology, demonstrating how Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus would approach the challenges of the digital age. You will learn how to develop digital minimalism. Use technology as a tool rather than being controlled by it. Master attention and focus. Apply Stoic discipline to regain control over your mind in an age of distractions. Detach. From digital validation, free yourself from the need for constant approval on social media. Strengthen mental resilience. Apply Stoic techniques to handle digital stress and information overload.
Find clarity in a hyperconnected world. Balance technological advancement with a mindful, intentional life. This audiobook is not about rejecting technology. It is about using it wisely, intentionally, and in alignment with Stoic principles.
Technology should serve us, not enslave us. By integrating the philosophy of Stoicism into our digital lives, we can reclaim our autonomy, sharpen our minds, and cultivate true inner peace in a world that constantly demands our attention. Produced by Stoic Vibes, this audiobook is designed to guide you on a transformative journey toward digital mastery and mental clarity. Whether you are struggling with smartphone addiction, social media overwhelm, or simply seeking a more intentional way of living, the wisdom within these chapters will provide a powerful blueprint for regaining control over your digital life. Welcome to Stoic Tech. Let us embark on this journey of wisdom, balance, and focus. Chapter 1. The Stoic Approach to the Digital World Introduction. The rise of digital technology has transformed every aspect of human life. From the way we communicate and consume information to how we work, socialize, and entertain ourselves, technology has reshaped the fabric of modern existence. But with this transformation comes an increasing sense of overwhelm, anxiety, and distraction. Many individuals feel trapped in a cycle of constant notifications, endless scrolling, and digital dependency that erodes mental clarity and emotional resilience. For those seeking a way to navigate this digital age with wisdom and intentionality, Stoicism provides a timeless framework. The philosophy, which originated over 2,000 years ago, teaches us how to master our emotions, remain focused on what truly matters, and cultivate inner peace amid external chaos. While Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus never encountered smartphones, social media, or artificial intelligence, their insights into discipline, focus, and self-mastery are more relevant than ever. This chapter will explore how Stoicism can serve as a guiding philosophy for navigating the digital world, helping us reclaim our attention, reduce unnecessary stress, and cultivate a mindset that allows technology to serve us, rather than enslave us. The Modern Digital Challenge. A battle for our attention. One of the core teachings of Stoicism is the dichotomy of control, the idea that we should focus only on what is within our control and let go of what is not. In the digital age, one of the greatest challenges we face is the battle for our attention. Tech companies, social media platforms, and digital advertisers have created an ecosystem designed to keep us hooked. Notifications, infinite scroll, autoplay, videos, and algorithm-driven content are engineered to capture and retain our focus. The more time we spend online, the more these companies profit. But what do we lose in the process? the ability to think deeply without distractions, the time to reflect and engage in meaningful pursuits, control over our own mental and emotional well-being. Stoicism reminds us that our most valuable resource is our mind, and we must guard it carefully. Marcus Aurelius warns us in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Applying this wisdom today means recognizing when technology is controlling us instead of us controlling it. How Stoicism helps us reclaim our digital lives. Stoicism offers practical strategies that can help us use technology with greater awareness and discipline. Below are key Stoic principles that we can apply to our modern digital world. 1. Practicing digital minimalism, using technology with purpose. The Stoics emphasize the importance of essentialism, focusing only on what truly matters and eliminating distractions. Today, many people fall into the trap of mindless digital consumption, spending hours on social media, reading endless news updates, or watching content that adds no real value to their lives. Stoic solution: set clear intentions. Before using technology, ask yourself, is this serving me or am I being controlled by it? Limit unnecessary digital noise by decluttering apps, unsubscribing from unhelpful content, and disabling non-essential notifications. Follow Seneca's principle of economy, of time. People are frugal in guarding their personal property, but as soon as it comes to squandering time, they are most wasteful of the one thing in which it is right to be stingy. 2. Training the mind to resist digital distractions. The Stoics believe that true freedom comes from mastering our impulses rather than being ruled by them. Today, many of us are enslaved by constant digital distractions, whether it's checking our phones during conversations or compulsively refreshing emails. Stoic solution: implement the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort. Periodically disconnect from digital devices to strengthen self-discipline. Set fixed times for checking emails and social media, rather than responding to every alert in real time. Use Marcus Aurelius's journaling technique to reflect on daily digital habits and assess areas for improvement. 3. Practicing mindfulness in a hyperconnected world. The Stoics valued the power of presence, focusing fully on the task or person in front of them. In contrast, today's digital world encourages constant multitasking, leading to reduced productivity and increased mental exhaustion. Stoic solution: be fully present. When working, engage fully in the task at hand. When with loved ones, give them your undivided attention. Limit passive digital consumption. Instead of aimlessly browsing, choose content that aligns with your values and goals. Embrace JOMO, the joy of missing out. Instead of fearing that you are missing something online, recognize that your presence in the real world is far more meaningful. 4. Detaching from digital validation. The rise of social media has made many people dependent on external validation, measuring their self-worth based on likes, shares, and followers. The Stoics, however, taught that our worth is not determined by others' opinions but by our own virtue and integrity. Stoic solution: detach from external praise or criticism. As Epictetus said, if you are ever tempted to look outside for approval, realize that you have surrendered your peace. Post and engage with content intentionally, rather than seeking validation. Focus on building real connections rather than superficial online interactions. Conclusion: taking the first step toward digital mastery. The digital world is neither good nor bad. It is a tool. How we use it determines its impact on our lives. By integrating Stoic principles into our digital habits, we can regain control, clarity, and inner peace in a world that constantly demands our attention. As we move forward, the next chapter will delve deeper into digital minimalism, exploring how we can intentionally curate our digital environment to support focus, productivity, and well-being. The path to digital mastery begins with awareness, and with each small step, we reclaim control over our most valuable asset, our mind. Let us begin. Chapter 2. Digital Minimalism. using technology as a tool, not a distraction introduction. In an era where digital devices are deeply embedded in our daily lives, technology has become both a blessing and a burden. While it enhances communication, productivity, and learning, it also fosters distractions, anxiety, and dependency. Many individuals find themselves mindlessly scrolling through social media, compulsively checking emails, or feeling overwhelmed by the sheer volume of digital information. This raises a crucial question: how can we use technology without being used by it? The Stoics taught the importance of discipline, self-control, and intentional living, principles that align seamlessly with the modern concept of digital minimalism. Digital minimalism is not about rejecting technology, but about using it with purpose and mindfulness. By applying Stoic philosophy to our digital habits, we can regain control over our attention, eliminate unnecessary digital clutter, and cultivate a more intentional relationship with technology. This chapter explores how Stoicism and digital minimalism intersect, offering practical strategies to help you use technology as a tool rather than a distraction. The Stoic principle of essentialism in the digital age, one of the foundational principles of Stoicism, is essentialism, the practice of focusing only on what truly matters and eliminating the non-essential. Seneca reminds us, it is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it. In the digital world, this means being intentional about our digital consumption. Rather than mindlessly consuming content, a Stoic approach encourages us to curate what adds value to our lives and discard the rest. Practical applications: conduct a digital audit, review all apps, subscriptions, and digital habits to identify unnecessary distractions. Set clear intentions before engaging with technology. Before opening an app or browsing the internet, ask yourself, is this essential? Unsubscribe from irrelevant content and declutter your digital space to align with your priorities. How technology hijacks our attention. Modern technology is engineered to capture and retain our attention. Social media platforms, news feeds, and entertainment apps use algorithms to keep us engaged for as long as possible. This is why a quick check on social media often turns into 30 minutes or more of mindless scrolling. Epictetus wisely noted, "If a person gave away your body to some passerby, you would be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who disturbs you." In the digital world, we unknowingly hand over our minds to tech companies and digital distractions. The first step in reclaiming our attention is becoming aware of how our digital habits shape our thoughts and behaviors. Practical applications. Turn off unnecessary notifications to minimize digital interruptions. Use grayscale mode on your phone to make social media and apps less visually stimulating. Set app limits to control time spent on non-essential digital activities. Building a Stoic digital routine. To apply digital minimalism in a Stoic way, we must establish daily routines that prioritize discipline and intentionality. A structured digital routine prevents technology from dictating our behaviors, allowing us to remain in control. Marcus Aurelius practiced morning reflections and evening journaling, which can be adapted for digital minimalism. Morning digital rituals. Avoid checking your phone first thing in the morning. Begin your day with reflection rather than digital noise. Set a clear digital agenda. Decide how and when you will use technology for the day. Evening. Digital rituals. Set a digital sunset. Turn off screens at least 1 hour before bed. Journal your daily digital use. Reflect on what was productive and what was unnecessary. Practice gratitude for offline experiences. Acknowledge moments in the day that were enriched by real-world interactions rather than digital engagement. Detaching from social media and digital approval. Social media fosters external validation by encouraging users to seek likes, comments, and shares. The Stoics, however, emphasized internal validation, living according to one's values rather than seeking approval from others. Seneca warned, "He who seeks approval from others has already placed himself in their control." Applying this wisdom to social media. Practical applications. Use social media as a creator, not just a consumer. Focus on sharing meaningful content rather than endlessly scrolling. Limit time spent on platforms that encourage comparison and external validation. Post and interact with purpose rather than out of habit. Applying the Stoic practice of voluntary discomfort to technology. The Stoics often practiced voluntary discomfort, intentionally exposing themselves to hardship to strengthen their resilience. In the digital age, we can apply this principle by temporarily disconnecting from technology to regain mental clarity and self-control. Practical applications. Take a 24-hour digital detox to reset your relationship with technology. Practice 1 screen-free hour per day for deep work, reading, or mindfulness. Go on walks without your phone to reconnect with the physical world and reduce dependence on digital stimulation. Conclusion: reclaiming control over our digital lives. Digital minimalism, when practiced through a Stoic lens, allows us to use technology with intention and discipline rather than letting it control us. By curating what enters our digital space, setting boundaries around usage, and detaching from external validation, we reclaim our most valuable asset, our attention. As we continue our journey, the next chapter will delve deeper into how we can master attention and focus in the digital age, ensuring that technology serves us rather than distracts us. The key to digital freedom is not rejection, but intentional and disciplined use. Let us take the next step toward digital mastery. Chapter 3: Mastering Attention and Focus in the Age of Distractions. Introduction. In today's hyper-connected world, attention has become one of our most valuable assets. However, it is constantly under attack by notifications, endless content, streams, and digital distractions engineered to keep us hooked. Our ability to focus is diminishing, and as a result, productivity, deep thinking, and even our emotional well-being suffer. The Stoics, who lived centuries before the advent of modern technology, already understood the importance of controlling one's attention. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus all emphasize the need to guard the mind against distractions and cultivate inner discipline. By applying Stoic principles, we can reclaim control over our focus, strengthen our mental clarity, and improve our ability to engage deeply with meaningful tasks. This chapter explores how Stoic philosophy helps us master our attention, break free from constant distractions, and cultivate a mindset of unwavering focus in the digital age. The attention crisis. Why we struggle to focus. Modern technology is designed to be addictive. Social media platforms, news websites, and even productivity tools use algorithms to capture and hold our attention for as long as possible. This has led to a generation of individuals who struggle to focus for prolonged periods, leading to reduced productivity, higher stress levels, and a lack of fulfillment. Epictetus once said, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things." This teaches us that external distractions are irrelevant to our inner growth. What truly matters is how we train our minds to focus on what is essential rather than being swayed by digital noise. Practical applications. Recognize that attention is a finite resource and must be allocated wisely. Conduct an attention audit. Identify where most of your digital distractions come from. Implement deliberate focus techniques inspired by Stoicism to retrain the mind. The Stoic principle of controlling. Perception. One of the core tenets of Stoicism is controlling how we perceive external events. This applies directly to digital distractions, where our attention is pulled in multiple directions. Marcus Aurelius wrote in Meditations, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." By shifting our perception of technology from an uncontrollable force to a tool we control, we can reframe our digital interactions and reduce unnecessary distractions. Practical applications. Use technology as a tool, not an escape. Approach it with intentionality rather than as a mindless habit. Recognize the power of choice. You control whether to open an app, check notifications, or stay focused. Train yourself to disengage. Just as Stoics practiced detachment from emotions, Practice detachment from digital distractions. Deep work. The Stoic art of sustained attention, Cal Newport, in his book Deep Work, describes the ability to focus deeply on cognitively demanding tasks as a superpower in the modern world. The Stoics would likely have agreed. Deep, undisturbed focus is essential for meaningful work. Seneca emphasized, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." This highlights the danger of multitasking and scattered attention. True progress comes from sustained focus on a single important task rather than switching between distractions. Practical applications. Schedule deep work sessions, block out distractions, and dedicate focused time to a meaningful task. Use time blocking techniques. To allocate specific periods for work and leisure, develop a pre-work ritual, a short meditation, journaling, or intention setting before engaging in focused work. Training the mind to resist impulses. Modern distractions often stem from impulses, the urge to check social media, respond to every notification, or switch tasks frequently. The Stoics trained themselves to resist impulses through self-discipline and conscious awareness. Epictetus advised, "No person is free who is not master of themselves." We can develop mastery over our impulses by strengthening our ability to pause and reflect before acting. Practical applications. Pause before reacting. When you feel the urge to check your phone, take a deep breath and ask yourself if it is necessary. Create barriers to distraction. Use website blockers, app timers, or keep your phone out of reach during deep work. Reward yourself for resisting distractions. Each time you successfully maintain focus, acknowledge your progress. Focus and improve focus. Marcus Aurelius urged, "Confine yourself to the present." By adopting mindfulness techniques, we can cultivate stronger attention spans and remain fully engaged in our work and interactions. Practical applications. Practice. Single tasking. Give your full attention to one task at a time. Incorporate mindful breathing exercises before starting work. Reflect daily on your ability to stay present. Journal moments where you maintained focus and moments where you got distracted. Creating a Stoic environment for focus. Our surroundings play a crucial role in shaping our ability to concentrate. The Stoics emphasize the importance of creating an environment that supports virtue and self-discipline. Practical applications. Declutter your workspace. A clean environment leads to a clear mind. Remove digital temptations. Keep only necessary tabs. Disable unnecessary notifications and use focus-enhancing tools. Surround yourself with reminders of Stoic wisdom, quotes, books, or objects that reinforce self-discipline and focus. Conclusion. The path to digital focus. Mastering attention and focus in the digital world requires intentional effort, discipline, and Stoic resilience. By controlling perception, training the mind to resist impulses, and practicing deep work, we reclaim our ability to focus on what truly matters. In the next chapter, we will explore how to break free from social media addiction using Stoic strategies to detach from the cycle of digital validation and regain control over our mental well-being. The path to focus is not about restriction, but about freedom, the freedom to choose where we direct our attention. Let us take that step forward. Chapter 4. Breaking Free from Social Media Addiction. Introduction. In today's world, social media is more than just a tool. It has become an integral part of how we connect, share, and consume information. While platforms like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok offer convenience and connectivity, they also present a significant challenge. They are designed to keep us engaged for as long as possible. The result is a cycle of mindless scrolling, constant notifications, and an unhealthy dependence on external validation. The Stoics believed in self-mastery, discipline, and controlling one's desires, principles that directly apply to overcoming social media addiction. Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus emphasized the importance of focusing on what we can control, avoiding distractions, and living with purpose. By adopting their mindset, we can break free from social media's grip and reclaim control over our time, attention, and mental well-being. This chapter will explore why social media is so addictive, how it affects our minds, and practical Stoic strategies to use it intentionally rather than compulsively. Understanding the social media trap. Social media platforms are engineered to exploit human psychology. They use features such as infinite scrolling, notifications, and algorithmic recommendations to create a habit-forming loop. Seneca warned against giving in to distractions, stating, "To be everywhere is to be nowhere." By constantly checking social media, we scatter our focus and prevent ourselves from fully engaging in the present moment. The Stoic approach teaches us to be intentional with our time and energy, rather than surrendering them to external influences. Practical applications. Recognize that social media is designed to keep you addicted. Awareness is the first step to regaining control. Reflect on your usage. Are you using social media, or is it using you? Set boundaries around your social media habits to prevent excessive use. Why we seek social media. Validation. One of the primary drivers of social media addiction is the desire for external validation. The Stoics warned against seeking approval from others, emphasizing that our worth should come from within. Epictetus said, "If you are ever tempted to look outside for approval, realize that you have surrendered your peace." Social media fosters a culture of comparison, approval seeking, and self-worth tied to likes and comments. This can lead to anxiety, low self-esteem, and a reliance on external recognition for happiness. Practical applications. Detach from external validation by practicing self-affirmation rather than seeking approval. Post with purpose rather than for attention. Share what is meaningful rather than what garners the most likes. Limit the habit of checking likes and comments, reminding yourself that self-worth is not measured digitally. The cost of constant connectivity. Endless engagement with social media reduces focus, diminishes productivity, and affects mental clarity. The Stoics encouraged periods of solitude and introspection, where one could reflect deeply without external interference. Marcus Aurelius emphasized the need for retreating into oneself, stating, "Nowhere can man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." By constantly being connected, we lose the ability to be alone with our thoughts. True wisdom and clarity emerge in moments of stillness, not in the noise of social media. Practical applications. Schedule phone-free moments throughout the day to cultivate silence and inner clarity. Engage in offline activities that promote focus and reflection, such as journaling or reading Stoic philosophy. Recognize that solitude is not loneliness, but a source of strength and renewal. Creating a Stoic social media routine. The key to managing social media effectively is intention and discipline. The Stoics advocated for mindful action in all aspects of life, and this extends to how we engage with technology. Practical applications. Set a time limit. Allocate a fixed period for social media use rather than endless scrolling. Use technology as a tool. Follow accounts that provide value, insight, and wisdom rather than mindless entertainment. Practice digital fasting. Take breaks from social media to regain perspective and clarity. Applying voluntary discomfort to break social media dependence. The Stoics practiced voluntary discomfort to build resilience. This principle can be applied to detoxing from social media and reducing dependency. Seneca advised, "Set aside a certain number of days during which you shall be content with the scantiest and cheapest fare, with coarse and rough dress, saying to yourself, 'Is this the condition that I feared?'" Applying this concept to social media. Practical applications. Challenge yourself to go 24 hours without social media and observe how it impacts your mind. Reduce your social media use gradually by decreasing your time spent on platforms each week. Replace social media habits with constructive activities such as meditation, exercise, or engaging in meaningful conversations. Conclusion: reclaiming control over social media. Social media, like all technology, is a tool. The key is using it with purpose rather than allowing it to control us. By applying Stoic principles, we can detach from external validation, create healthier habits, and cultivate inner tranquility in a hyper-connected world. As we move forward, the next chapter will explore how to manage digital stress and information overload, providing strategies to stay calm and centered despite the vast amount of information constantly competing for our attention. The power to reclaim focus, peace, and intentionality is in our hands. Let us take that step forward. Chapter 5. The Stoic Guide to Managing Digital Stress and Information. Overload introduction. The digital age has brought an explosion of information, making it easier than ever to access knowledge, news, and communication. However, this constant flow of data comes at a cost: mental fatigue, decision paralysis, and digital stress. Many people feel overwhelmed by the sheer volume of emails, notifications, and social media updates demanding their attention daily. The Stoics, despite living in a much simpler time, understood the dangers of mental clutter and excessive stimulation. They advocated for clarity, self-discipline, and focusing only on what truly matters. By applying Stoic principles, we can navigate the modern digital landscape with a sense of calm, control, and intentionality. This chapter explores how Stoic philosophy can help us reduce digital stress, filter information effectively, and maintain inner peace in a world of endless notifications and distractions. Understanding the burden of digital overload, the human brain is not designed to process infinite amounts of information. Every notification, breaking news alert, and unread email adds to our cognitive load, making it harder to focus, think critically, and make clear decisions. Seneca wisely wrote, "You act like mortals in all that you fear, and like immortals in all that you desire." This quote highlights how modern digital consumption often leads to chasing more knowledge while fearing missing out, FOMO, leading to a cycle of stress and distraction. Practical applications. Recognize that you do not need to consume everything. Focus only on valuable and necessary information. Reduce cognitive overload by filtering content carefully and removing unnecessary digital inputs. Accept that you will never know everything, and that's perfectly okay. The Stoic principle of discernment in information consumption. One of the most valuable Stoic practices is the discipline of discernment, knowing what to engage with and what to ignore. Just as the Stoics advise choosing thoughts wisely, we must also be selective with the digital information we consume. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it." This means that it is not information itself that overwhelms us, but our reaction to it. By applying Stoic filtering methods, we can curate our digital consumption with intention. Practical applications. Ask before consuming content. Does this add value to my life? If not, skip it. Limit news consumption to avoid unnecessary stress. Set fixed times for checking updates instead of reacting to every headline. Follow the rule of essentialism. Consume only what aligns with your priorities and values. Reclaiming. Control over digital inputs. The modern world bombards us with information at an overwhelming pace, leading to decision fatigue and constant mental stimulation. Stoicism teaches us that control over external events is limited, but control over our reactions is absolute. Epictetus wisely said, "We suffer not from the events in our lives, but from our judgment about them." By adjusting how we interact with technology, we can significantly reduce digital stress and information overload. Practical applications. Turn off non-essential notifications. You do not need to react instantly to every message. Use email batching. Check and respond to emails at set times instead of continuously throughout the day. Create a structured content diet. Allocate time for deep learning and eliminate shallow digital distractions. The Stoic art of silence and mental stillness. Amidst digital chaos, one of the most valuable Stoic practices is seeking silence and mental clarity. Seneca and Marcus Aurelius often retreated into periods of quiet reflection to refine their thoughts and restore their focus. Seneca stated, "If you wish to be loved, love yourself first." Similarly, if we wish to find peace amidst digital noise, we must first cultivate inner stillness. Practical applications. Set screen-free hours. Designate time in your day for complete disconnection. Incorporate Stoic journaling. Writing. Reflections helps clear mental clutter caused by excessive digital input. Practice deep focus sessions. Dedicate uninterrupted time to critical thinking without external interference. Implementing a digital detox. The Stoic way voluntary discomfort, a key Stoic principle, involves challenging oneself to endure temporary hardships for long-term benefits. In the digital age, a structured digital detox serves as a modern application of this concept. Practical applications. Schedule a digital detox once a week. Disconnect from all screens for a set period. Go on walks without devices. Reconnect with nature and allow the mind to reset. Experiment with extended digital fasting. Spend weekends or specific days free from social media and constant digital input. Conclusion. Mastering digital peace. The modern digital world will continue to evolve, presenting new challenges in information management. However, by applying Stoic principles of discernment, discipline, and mental clarity, we can regain control over our digital inputs and cultivate a calmer, more focused mind. As we move forward, the next chapter will explore how practicing digital detachment can enhance mindfulness and present moment awareness, ensuring that technology enhances life rather than diminishing it. Let us take the next step toward digital mastery with wisdom, clarity, and intentionality. Chapter 6. Practicing Digital Detachment. The Art of Being. Present Introduction. The modern world is defined by constant connectivity. Our devices provide an endless stream of information, entertainment, and communication. While technology has enhanced our lives in many ways, it has also introduced a significant challenge: the inability to be fully present. Stoic philosophy emphasizes the importance of living in the present moment, focusing only on what is within our control and cultivating inner peace. However, digital distractions often pull us away from the present, causing stress, anxiety, and disconnection from real-life experiences. By practicing digital detachment, we can reclaim our ability to engage deeply with our surroundings, relationships, and thoughts. This chapter explores how Stoicism teaches us to detach from digital dependency, develop mindfulness, and cultivate a more intentional approach to technology. The Stoic principle of present moment awareness. The Stoics believed that true wisdom comes from being fully engaged in the present rather than worrying about the past or future. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Confine yourself to the present." However, modern technology encourages the opposite. Our attention is constantly divided between multiple screens, notifications, and distractions. This makes it difficult to focus on what truly matters. Practical applications. Limit multitasking. Practice focusing on one activity at a time, rather than switching between tasks. Pause before responding to digital stimuli. Before reacting to a notification, take a deep breath and ask, "Is this worth my attention right now?" Engage in real-world experiences. Prioritize face-to-face interactions over digital conversations whenever possible. The psychological impact of constant connectivity. Continuous digital engagement can lead to mental exhaustion, decreased productivity, and reduced emotional well-being. The more we interact with digital distractions, the harder it becomes to engage deeply with tasks and relationships. Seneca warned against overindulgence, stating, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality." In the digital world, much of our stress stems from excessive social media exposure, news consumption, and fear of missing out (FOMO). Learning to detach from unnecessary digital noise allows us to cultivate inner tranquility. Practical applications. Identify digital stressors. Take note of which digital activities leave you feeling drained or anxious. Reduce social media exposure. Set specific times to check social media rather than scrolling aimlessly. Turn off unnecessary notifications. Eliminate distractions that do not add value to your daily life. Creating space for stillness and reflection. The Stoics emphasized the importance of solitude and self-reflection. In a world of constant digital stimulation, finding moments of stillness is essential for mental clarity and personal growth. Marcus Aurelius encouraged self-reflection, writing, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." By disconnecting from technology periodically, we create space for deeper thinking, creativity, and emotional balance. Practical applications. Schedule daily moments of digital silence. Turn off all devices for a set period, each day to engage in quiet reflection. Incorporate Stoic journaling. Write about your thoughts and experiences instead of consuming endless digital content. Spend time in nature without digital interference. Use outdoor activities as an opportunity for mental clarity. The art of mindful digital use. Digital detachment does not mean rejecting technology altogether. It means using it mindfully and intentionally. The Stoics advocated for moderation in all things, including the use of external tools. Epictetus advised, "If you wish to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things." This means that choosing to disengage from digital distractions might seem unconventional to others, but it is a necessary step towards self-improvement. Practical applications. Establish tech-free zones in your home. Keep phones away from the bedroom and dining area. Use technology for specific purposes rather than mindless consumption. Prioritize real-world interactions over virtual connections whenever possible. A modern adaptation of this principle, allowing us to reset our relationship with technology and regain control over our time and attention. Seneca advised, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." By temporarily disconnecting from technology, we train ourselves to find fulfillment in the present moment rather than in digital distractions. Practical applications. Try a 24-hour digital detox. Disconnect from all unnecessary digital activities for a full day. Experiment with reduced screen time. Gradually decrease time spent on non-essential digital activities each week. Replace digital habits with meaningful, offline activities. Engage in reading, exercise, or deep conversations. Conclusion. Finding freedom in presence. Practicing digital detachment allows us to reclaim our focus, emotional balance, and ability to be fully present. The Stoic approach to technology is not about rejecting it, but about using it consciously, purposefully, and in alignment with our values. As we move forward, the next chapter will explore how solitude and self-reflection, essential Stoic practices, can enhance personal growth and mental clarity in a hyperconnected world. By embracing digital detachment, we take the first step toward a life of greater awareness, intentionality, and peace. Let us take that step together. Chapter 7. Reclaiming Solitude in a Hyperconnected World. Introduction. Solitude is an essential ingredient for self-mastery, creativity, and deep reflection. Yet in today's hyperconnected world, true solitude has become increasingly rare. We are constantly plugged into digital interactions, bombarded with notifications and conditioned to seek external stimulation. Many people fear solitude, mistaking it for loneliness. However, the Stoics saw solitude as a powerful tool for personal growth, mental clarity, and emotional resilience. In this chapter, we explore how Stoicism teaches us to embrace solitude, disconnect from digital noise, and use quiet moments as opportunities for self-improvement and wisdom. The Stoic philosophy of solitude. The Stoics understood that solitude is not about isolation, but about cultivating inner peace. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Nowhere can a man find a quieter or more untroubled retreat than in his own soul." This perspective reminds us that solitude is an internal state of being, not merely the absence of people. The ability to enjoy and embrace solitude is a sign of self-sufficiency and inner strength. Practical applications. Shift your perception of solitude from loneliness to an opportunity for growth. Set aside time for daily moments of intentional solitude, even if only for a few minutes. Use solitude as a way to cultivate deeper self-awareness and resilience. Why we fear solitude in the digital age. Many people today feel uncomfortable with solitude because they have become accustomed to constant digital engagement. The fear of missing out, FOMO, social validation, and the habit of seeking distraction prevent us from experiencing true solitude. Seneca warned against dependency on external stimulation, stating, "You must lay aside the burdens of the mind. You must flee from the crowd." In modern terms, this means learning to detach from social media, notifications, and digital interactions to regain mental clarity. Practical applications. Challenge yourself to spend time alone without digital distractions. Recognize that solitude allows for mental detox and deeper thinking. Practice single tasking rather than seeking constant stimulation. The power of solitude for mental clarity. When we remove distractions and embrace solitude, we give our minds the space to process emotions, think critically, and develop creative insights. Stoicism teaches that true wisdom comes from reflective solitude, not from external noise. Epictetus stated, "If you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid with regard to external things." By spending time in solitude, we strengthen our ability to think independently, cultivate wisdom, and detach from external judgments. Practical applications. Use solitude for journaling and self-reflection. Engage in deep work or creative pursuits without interruptions. Meditate on Stoic principles during moments of solitude. Creating a solitude practice in a hyperconnected world. Reclaiming solitude does not require living in isolation. It means carving out intentional time away from distractions. A structured solitude practice can enhance mental resilience, emotional stability, and personal growth. Practical applications. Morning. Quiet time. Start your day with 10 to 15 minutes of uninterrupted solitude. Technology-free walks. Take daily walks without your phone to clear your mind. Stoic reflection periods. Set a specific time for deep thought and self-examination. Minimalist social interactions. Learn to be comfortable being alone rather than seeking constant social engagement. The connection between solitude and freedom, one of the core teachings of Stoicism, is that true freedom comes from controlling one's thoughts and emotions, rather than being controlled by external factors. Solitude allows us to regain that control. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "A person's worth is measured by the worth of what they value." If we constantly seek digital distractions, we surrender our freedom to algorithms and social validation. But if we learn to embrace solitude and stillness, we reclaim our ability to focus on what truly matters. Practical applications. Identify what truly deserves your attention and energy. Detach from the need for constant validation and digital noise. Learn to enjoy your own company and strengthen your inner world. Conclusion. Solitude is a path to self-mastery. Solitude is not a luxury. It is a necessity for mental clarity, personal growth, and emotional resilience. By embracing moments of stillness and quiet, we can reconnect with ourselves, think deeply, and cultivate a sense of inner peace. As we move forward, the next chapter will explore ethical technology use through a Stoic lens, helping us align our digital habits with virtue, discipline, and intentionality. Learning to balance solitude with digital engagement is the key to mastering modern life. Let us take that step toward deeper awareness, wisdom, and true self-mastery. Chapter 8. Ethical Technology Use. A Stoic Perspective on Digital Morality. Introduction. Technology has become an inseparable part of modern life. From smartphones to artificial intelligence, digital advancements shape our communication, productivity, and access to information. However, with great power comes great responsibility. While technology can be used to enhance wisdom, efficiency, and connection, it can also be misused, leading to deception, manipulation, and ethical dilemmas. The Stoics placed great emphasis on virtue, integrity, and moral responsibility. They believed that wisdom is not only about knowledge, but also about using knowledge ethically. In an era where technology influences everything from social interactions to political systems, applying Stoic principles to digital morality is crucial. This chapter explores how Stoicism provides a timeless ethical framework for navigating the complexities of technology, ensuring that we use it as a force for good rather than a tool for exploitation or harm. The Stoic foundation of ethical behavior. The Stoics defined ethical behavior through the lens of virtue and reason. They identified 4 cardinal virtues that should guide all human actions: wisdom, making informed and thoughtful decisions; justice, treating others fairly and upholding moral integrity; courage, standing up for ethical principles, even when difficult; temperance, practicing moderation and self-discipline. These virtues can serve as guiding principles for ethical technology use, helping individuals navigate digital spaces with honesty, fairness, and responsibility. Practical applications. Before using or sharing digital content, ask, is this aligned with wisdom and integrity? Consider the fairness and justice of technological innovations. Do they promote equity or do they exploit others? Avoid overindulgence in digital tools by practicing restraint and moderation. Digital ethics and the challenge of misinformation. One of the greatest ethical dilemmas in the digital age is the spread of misinformation. False or misleading information can manipulate opinions, distort reality, and influence societal behavior. The Stoics emphasized the pursuit of truth and rational thinking, rejecting deception in all forms. Seneca cautioned, all cruelty springs from weakness. Spreading misinformation, whether intentional or unintentional, weakens society by fostering confusion and mistrust. A Stoic approach encourages us to be critical thinkers, verifying sources and resisting emotional reactions to unverified claims. Practical applications. Fact-check information before sharing it online. Avoid engaging in clickbait-driven content that thrives on sensationalism rather than truth. Foster intellectual humility, recognizing that we may not always be right and should remain open to correction. The ethics of privacy and surveillance. As technology advances, issues of privacy and digital surveillance become increasingly relevant. Governments, corporations, and individuals have access to vast amounts of data, raising concerns about personal freedom, consent, and ethical responsibility. Marcus Aurelius emphasized self-awareness and reflection, stating, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself and your way of thinking." This principle reminds us that while technology provides external tools, true contentment and security come from within, not from excessive digital monitoring. Practical applications. Be mindful of what personal data you share online. Support ethical tech policies that promote user privacy and transparency. Respect others' digital boundaries, avoiding intrusive behaviors such as excessive tracking or surveillance. The dark side of algorithmic manipulation. Social media, online advertising, and recommendation algorithms are designed to capture attention, influence behavior, and maximize engagement. However, when used irresponsibly, these systems can exploit human psychology, spread polarizing content, and manipulate decision-making. Epictetus warned, "No person is free who is not master of themselves." The Stoic goal is self-mastery, which includes awareness of how technology influences thoughts and emotions. Understanding the role of algorithms allows us to engage with technology consciously rather than passively. Practical applications. Limit passive consumption of algorithm-driven content. Be intentional about what you engage with. Recognize when your emotions are being manipulated by online content. Support ethical AI development that prioritizes transparency and fairness over profit and engagement. Technology and social responsibility. Beyond personal ethics, Stoicism encourages us to consider our collective responsibility in shaping a just and fair society. Technology should be used to uplift, educate, and empower, rather than to divide or exploit. Marcus Aurelius reflected, "What is not good for the beehive cannot be good for the bee." This means that if technology harms society, it ultimately harms individuals as well. Ethical technology use involves considering the broader impact of digital choices. Practical applications. Support ethical companies that prioritize user well-being over profit. Engage in constructive digital interactions, avoiding toxicity and misinformation. Advocate for digital literacy and responsible tech policies. Conclusion: a Stoic path to ethical technology. Use technology as a powerful tool that can be used either virtuously or destructively. By applying Stoic principles, wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, we can engage with technology ethically and intentionally. As we move forward, the next chapter will explore how to integrate Stoic principles into daily digital interactions, creating a structured approach to mindful technology use. True mastery of technology begins not with external control, but with internal discipline and ethical awareness. Let us use technology wisely, with virtue and responsibility. Chapter 9. Digital Stoicism in Daily Life. Practical Applications. Introduction. Philosophy is not meant to be confined to books or abstract discussions. It is meant to be lived. The Stoics were not just thinkers, they were practitioners who applied their wisdom to everyday challenges. In the digital age, where distractions are endless and information overload is the norm, Stoic philosophy offers practical tools to cultivate focus, self-discipline, and peace of mind. This chapter will provide concrete daily applications of Stoicism in the digital world, helping you integrate its principles into your routines, decisions, and interactions. By adopting these practices, you can ensure that technology serves you rather than controls you. Building a Stoic morning routine in the digital age. How we start our day determines our mindset and productivity. Instead of immediately checking social media or emails, a Stoic-inspired morning routine prioritizes reflection, intention, and focus. Marcus Aurelius advised, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to think, to enjoy, to love." Practical applications. Resist the urge to check your phone immediately upon waking. Instead, take a few moments for deep breathing or meditation. Journal your thoughts and intentions for the day. Ask yourself, what is within my control today? Prioritize deep work before digital distractions. Start your day with a focused task rather than passive scrolling. Practicing digital moderation. Throughout the day, technology can enhance our lives, but excessive use can lead to mental fatigue and reduced productivity. The Stoics emphasized moderation and balance, reminding us that anything in excess becomes a hindrance. Seneca warned, "Nothing is so bitter that a calm mind cannot find comfort in it." Practical applications. Schedule specific times for checking emails and social media rather than reacting to notifications throughout the day. Use the Pomodoro technique. Work in focused intervals and take intentional breaks without digital distractions. Limit non-essential screen time by setting app usage limits and using grayscale mode to reduce digital temptation. Applying Stoic discipline to online interactions. The internet has given us access to unlimited interactions, but not all of them are constructive. Engaging in online debates, negativity, or mindless scrolling can drain our energy and detract from meaningful pursuits. Epictetus reminded us, "If someone speaks ill of you, do not make excuses but say, 'He was ignorant of my other faults,' or else he would not have mentioned these alone." Practical applications. Pause before responding to online negativity. Ask yourself if engaging will lead to a constructive outcome. Avoid unnecessary arguments. Focus on sharing wisdom rather than proving others wrong. Curate your digital environment. Unfollow accounts that spread negativity and follow those that inspire growth and learning. Developing a Stoic approach to digital information consumption. In a world of fake news, viral trends, and algorithm-driven content, being selective about what you consume is crucial. Stoicism teaches us to seek truth, remain rational, and avoid unnecessary distractions. Marcus Aurelius advised, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." Practical applications. Verify sources before believing or sharing information. Practice intellectual humility and seek well-researched content. Limit exposure to sensationalist news. Consume content that informs rather than provokes emotional reactions. Read books and long-form content instead of relying solely on digital snippets. Deeper reading cultivates wisdom and critical thinking. Practicing evening reflection and digital detoxing. Just as how we start our day matters, how we end it determines our mental clarity and restfulness. The Stoics valued reflection as a tool for self-improvement. Seneca recommended, each night before going to sleep, we should ask ourselves, what weakness did I overcome today? What virtue did I practice? Practical applications. Reduce screen time at least 1 hour before bed. Engage in offline activities like reading, journaling, or quiet reflection. Review your day with self-honesty. What digital habits were constructive? What needs improvement? Practice gratitude. Instead of fixating on what went wrong, acknowledge the progress made and lessons learned. Final thoughts. Mastering digital Stoicism. Stoicism is not about rejecting technology. It is about using it wisely, intentionally, and in alignment with virtue. By integrating Stoic practices into daily digital habits, we can strengthen our focus and discipline, engage in meaningful digital interactions, consume information critically and wisely, detach from unnecessary digital stressors, cultivate inner peace amidst external chaos. As we move forward to the final chapter, we will explore the ultimate goal of Stoic tech, achieving true freedom in a digital world. Digital mastery is not about control over technology, it is about control over the self. Let us continue on this path with clarity and purpose. Chapter 10. Finding Freedom in a Digital World. Introduction. The pursuit of freedom has always been a central theme in philosophy. The Stoics believed that true freedom comes not from external circumstances, but from mastery over one's own mind. In our modern world, where digital dependency has become the norm, reclaiming mental and emotional autonomy is more important than ever. Technology provides incredible convenience, but it also creates invisible chains, addiction to screens, constant information overload, and the need for external validation. By applying Stoic wisdom, we can break free from these digital constraints and cultivate a life of intention, presence, and true freedom. This final chapter will explore how to achieve digital freedom through Stoic principles, enabling us to use technology as a tool rather than becoming its servant. What does digital freedom mean? True freedom is not the absence of technology, but the ability to engage with it mindfully, without dependence. Many people feel controlled by their devices, social media, and digital habits without realizing it. Epictetus wisely said, "No man is free who is not master of himself." In the digital age, freedom means choosing how and when to engage with technology, instead of letting it dictate our behavior. Practical applications. Recognize when technology is serving you versus when you are serving it. Set clear digital boundaries to maintain mental clarity. Establish a tech-free time each day to regain autonomy over attention. Overcoming digital dependency with Stoic discipline. Digital addiction is one of the greatest obstacles to true freedom. Whether it's compulsive social media use, constant email checking, or the fear of missing out, technology can subtly control our actions. Marcus Aurelius advised, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Applying Stoic discipline means training ourselves to resist unnecessary digital temptations and focusing only on what aligns with our values. Practical applications. Practice voluntary discomfort by intentionally disconnecting from technology for set periods. Reduce impulsive tech habits. Pause before checking your phone or reacting to notifications. Prioritize real-world experiences over digital distractions. Finding peace in digital simplicity. A key Stoic principle is living simply and focusing on what truly matters. Technology often encourages overconsumption of information, entertainment, and social validation. Learning to simplify our digital lives creates space for peace, focus, and intentionality. Seneca warned, "It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste a lot of it." Simplifying digital life is not about rejecting technology, but about curating what adds value and eliminating the rest. Practical applications. Declutter your digital life. Unsubscribe from unnecessary emails, remove unused apps, and limit social media use. Be selective about digital inputs. Consume information that is useful and meaningful. Replace screen time with reflection, reading, and real-world experiences. Cultivating inner freedom in a connected world, even in a world filled with distractions. Stoicism teaches that freedom begins within. True independence is not about cutting off from the world, but about mastering our reactions to it. Marcus Aurelius reminds us, "You have within you the power to rise above anything." Digital freedom means developing a mindset that remains unaffected by external pressures, enabling us to navigate technology without being overwhelmed by it. Practical applications. Detach from online validation. Your self-worth is not measured by likes, comments, or followers. Develop digital resilience. Respond to challenges with logic and virtue rather than emotion. Engage in mindful tech use. Be present and intentional with your digital interactions. Final reflections. The closing message of Stoic Tech. A journey toward digital mastery. As we conclude this audiobook, let us take a moment to reflect on the journey we have taken together. Stoic Tech, Mastering the Digital World with Ancient Wisdom, has explored how Stoicism provides a timeless framework for navigating the challenges of modern technology. We have examined how attention, focus, solitude, and ethical digital use can be strengthened through Stoic principles. We have also discussed digital minimalism, emotional resilience, and the importance of self-discipline in a world filled with distractions. Through the lessons of Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, we have learned that true digital mastery is not about rejecting technology but about using it with wisdom, control, and intention. Applying Stoic tech in everyday life. The path toward digital freedom and mastery does not end here. This audiobook is meant to be a guide, a foundation for your own practice. It is up to you to integrate these lessons into your daily interactions with technology. Here are a few key principles to remember. Control your attention, focus only on what is within your control, and do not allow digital distractions to consume your mind. Use technology as a tool, not as a master. Be intentional in your digital habits and set boundaries around technology use. Cultivate solitude and self-awareness. Make space for deep thought, reflection, and time away from screens. Engage ethically and responsibly. Use technology with virtue, wisdom, and fairness, contributing to a more ethical digital world. Detach from digital validation. Your self-worth is not defined by likes, shares, or social media engagement. Live with intention. Every digital interaction should align with your personal values and principles. Final call to action. Your next steps as you move forward, consider taking action to apply Stoic wisdom to your digital life. Perform a digital audit. Review your digital habits and eliminate distractions that do not serve your higher purpose. Practice digital fasting. Set aside time each week for a complete break from unnecessary technology use. Journal your digital interactions. Reflect on how technology influences your mindset, focus, and well-being. Embody the Stoic mindset. Approach technology with the same discipline, resilience, and ethical awareness as the Stoic philosophers did in their time. By doing these things, you will not only improve your mental clarity, focus, and self-discipline, but you will also help create a world where technology serves humanity's highest potential, rather than undermining it. A farewell from Stoic Vibes. Produced by Stoic Vibes, this audiobook was created to empower you with the wisdom of the Stoics in an age of distraction. If you have found value in these lessons, consider revisiting them regularly as reminders of how to live with intention in the digital world. We encourage you to continue exploring Stoicism, practicing its principles, and sharing its wisdom with others. Let this be the beginning of a more mindful, focused, and purposeful engagement with technology. Thank you for being a part of this journey. May you move forward with clarity, discipline, and the unwavering wisdom of the Stoics. Stay free, stay mindful, stay stoic.